Hello all, welcome to another session in this course. As part of this session, I'm going to cover the next topic, that is naming conventions in JavaScript language. Let's get started. So the topic for this session is naming conventions. Okay, naming conventions. So what is naming convention, or what are naming conventions? Let me explain. So when you name different items while writing the JavaScript code and all, we generally name the variables, we generally name the functions, we generally name the JavaScript file names, okay? And we also name the constants and so on. Many other things will be there. For now, till now, whatever the topics I have covered, I was have created some variables, I created some functions, I created the JavaScript file names, I created some constants. Okay, these are the four major items I've covered so far. So let's not dig deep into the naming conventions used for all the items in the JavaScript language. Rather, let's focus on these four items for now at this point of time in this session. Okay, so how do you name these variables? How do you name these functions? How do you name these file names? And how do you name these constants? Is something you need to understand, guys. Okay. So when you name variables, what naming convention you follow? So when you name the variables, you follow a naming convention known as lower camel case. Lower camel case. Okay. Lower camel case is a naming convention that you generally follow while naming the variables. I'll give you some examples, guys. Okay. So here I'll write down variables. Okay. For variables, how do you name the variables? Let's say I'm naming a variable. Okay. That is let first name is equal to Arun. Like this, I am naming a variable. Here, first name is there. Okay. If you observe this naming convention that I am following while naming this variable, you see the first word. There are two words in this particular name of this variable. That is, first is one word and name is another word. If you observe the first word, all the letters of this first word are in lowercase, but the second word, the first letter of the second word is in uppercase. This is called as lower camel case. This is called as lower camel case. I'll give you more examples. Okay, I'll give you more examples. Okay, uh, sample. Okay, sample where one, like that, three words. Okay, here in this particular variable name, there are three words. Okay, sample is one word, where is one is one word. Okay, three words are there. The first word, all the letters of the first word will be in complete lowercase, whereas the second word onwards, the first letter will be uppercase. Third word, first letter will be uppercase. Tomorrow another word is there. Here, first letter will be uppercase. This is called as a lower camel case. So let me show you how the diagrammatically lower camel case you can observe like this, guys. Okay, what is lower camel case? I'll just show you one image here. Okay, this is an example of a lower camel case. It's like a single bump. Okay, here, first word will be in complete lowercase. Second word onwards, first letter will be in uppercase. If it has third word, the first letter of the third word will be in uppercase, and if it has fourth word, the first letter of the, okay, fourth word will be in uppercase, and so on. This is called as a lower camel case. This is called as a lower camel case, guys. Okay. So variables will be generally named with lower camel case naming convention. Okay. And what about the functions? Functions also same. Functions also should be named in the lower camel case only. For example, let me write functions. Functions in JavaScript. When you create some functions in JavaScript and when you name these functions, you have to follow this lower camel case convention. Okay, naming convention. So function is a keyword that we have to use for naming for creating the functions in JavaScript, followed by the function name. Sample one is the name of the function, starting of the function and ending of the function. There are two words here in this function name. The first word is in complete lowercase, all the letters of the first word. Second word, first letter will be in uppercase. Okay. Now function, I'll write Okay. Uh, calculate. Okay. Calculate addition of two numbers. Like this, if I am giving a very big name for the function name, and observe that how the what kind of naming function naming convention is followed. First word, all the letters of the first word in lowercase. Second word onwards, first letter is in uppercase. Second words, first letter. Third words, first letter is in uppercase. Fourth words, first letter is in uppercase. Fifth words, first letter is in uppercase, and so on. Okay, this is what is called as a lower camel case. Variables and functions will fall under the lower camel case as shown in this particular examples. Okay, now come to the file names. Okay, whenever you are creating the JavaScript files, you have to name the file name in, okay, there is no particular case, guys. Okay, generally there is no particular case. Okay, for file names, you can name the JavaScript files with any naming convention. No particular naming convention, okay, is suggested here. But a lot of people, since no particular naming convention is there, but in the industry, most of the people generally follow kebab case. Okay, kebab hyphen case. Okay, so kebab case kind of naming convention is generally followed, guys. Okay, though there is no particular naming convention, but most of the people use this kebab case kind of naming convention. Most of the, like, whenever you see someone creating the JavaScript files, right, they most of the people will be using kebab case. Even though there is no particular naming convention, that is popular throughout the industry standard for naming the file names, JavaScript file names in JavaScript language. Okay, fine. So if I have to file names, okay, JavaScript file names, if I have to name them, how they will look like. So here, okay, sample demo. Here, how to name this file names? Sample hyphen demo.js. Okay, this is what is a kebab case. In kebab case, we can have multiple words. The multiple words should be separated by this hyphen symbol, and every letter of the every word should be in lowercase. Every letter of every word should be in lowercase. Okay. So here one more file name I'll create. Okay, math hyphen addition hyphen demo hyphen one dot js. Okay, like this I can give bigger names. You see, there are four words. All the letters of the four words are in complete lowercase, and you know, they're separated by this hyphen symbol. Okay, this is what is called as a kebab case. Okay, the file names in JavaScript language will be JavaScript file names or whatever the file names that you are creating as part of the JavaScript. You generally give the naming convention as this kebab case. Now, finally, we have something known as constants, guys. Finally, we have something known as constants. Okay. So we can declare the variables with either let keyword or const keyword. When you declare the variables with the const keyword, okay, the variables are no more variables. They are actually constants. Okay. But here, what is the naming convention that we have to follow? We can either call that as upper camel case, or some people call that as Pascal case also. Okay. Some people call that as Pascal case also. Okay. Both are same. Okay, upper camel case or Pascal case. Okay, so for constants, what is the naming convention? Upper camel case or Pascal case is the naming convention for the constants case. For example, okay, when you say const is a keyword for creating the constants in JavaScript, and followed by the const, okay, max underscore. Sorry, I was talking about constants, right? This is wrong. Just give me a second. It's not upper camel case, guys. This is not upper camel case. I was wrong. Let me delete that. Okay. Constants, naming convention of the constants will be upper snake case. Upper snake case. Okay. Sorry for that. Okay. So I forgot and gave another naming convention here. Was thinking about some other thing. Constants will be naming convention of the constant will be upper snake case. Okay. So here it will be like this: const max underscore max value is equal to 20. Okay. Const min underscore value is equal to 5. Okay. Here, whenever I am creating this constants, you can see that it is in upper. All the if there are multiple words in this constant, okay, all the letters of the words will be complete letters of all the words in this okay, constant will be in uppercase, and this words will be separated by underscore in the case of constants. Okay. So this what is the naming convention of the constants, and this that is upper snake case. Okay. What is the naming convention of the constants? That is snake case, upper snake case, guys. Okay. And coming to the naming convention of the file names, it is kebab case, kebab case. Okay. And coming to the naming convention of the functions, it is lower camel case, lower camel case. And coming to the naming convention of the variables, it is also lower camel case. Okay. So let me now uh, practically demonstrate this creation of the variables, functions, file names, and constants in here. So let me close all this stuff and let me delete this, guys. Okay. Let me delete. Let me delete. Okay. Now clear. So here I'm going to create a JavaScript file. You know the naming function for the JavaScript file names are file names in JavaScript, right? That is kebab case. Okay. So here, okay, sample file. What is that we have to follow, guys? Sample hyphen file hyphen one dot js. Okay. This is what is kebab case. Multiple words separated by hyphen symbol, and all the words, all the letters of the all the words will be in lowercase. So this kind of naming convention we have to create use while creating the files in for JavaScript. Okay. So now the next thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to create some variables, guys. Okay. Okay, min child age. Okay. This is lower camel case is equal to 5. Let max child age is equal to 12. Okay. So this is a example for lower camel case. Naming convention of the variables are in lower camel case. File names are in kebab case. And the next one we have is functions. Function. Okay. Function. Welcome. Okay. Welcome. Or else I'll just give some other name. Addition of two numbers. Like this one function name I am giving. Okay. This is also lower camel case. This is also lower camel case, guys. Okay. This is also lower camel case. Okay, the functions we have to create in lower camel case, whereas I created the variables, I created the functions, I created the JavaScript file names with kebab case, variables and functions in lower camel case. Now constants, const, max, value, 100, okay, const, min, value, is equal to 5 or it's equal to 20 otherwise. Okay, like this you can write this is upper snake case. Okay, this is upper snake case. Okay, with this hope you got some idea, right? Okay, how to follow the naming conventions for the file names, how to follow the naming conventions while naming the variables, how to follow the naming conventions while creating the functions, while naming the functions, how to follow the naming conventions while naming the constants. All this, hope you got some idea, right? Hope you got some idea about this. The next thing here is, okay, the next thing here is, the next thing here is, will there be any errors that will be coming or given by the JavaScript language if you don't follow the proper naming conventions for this variables, constants, functions, or the file names? Will any results will this particular file names or variable names, constant names or function names will result in any error if proper naming convention is not followed by the developer of the JavaScript language while naming all these things, all these items? The answer is no, guys. You will not get any problems or errors while writing the code if you don't follow the naming conventions. But that doesn't look good. Okay. It's something like you can go to the school without uniform. Okay, you can go. It's not, you know. Generally, we go to the school with uniform, right? And if you don't go to the school with uniform, that's what is the difference, guys. We can still go to the school with uniform, without uniform, okay, or with uniform. But you know, the only problem here is acceptance. Okay, so whenever in the industry, whenever you write the programming code with by following some naming convention, your superiors, colleagues, friends, or anyone who know the JavaScript language uh, will get a feeling that you have followed proper naming conventions. Though your logic is right, but if you are still not following the naming convention, your seniors may get angry at you, or they may get irritated at you guys. Okay, it's not they'll not give any errors. Your code will work fine. But if you don't follow the naming convention, your seniors or high level people or managers or whatever who are reviewing your code will feel irritated that this basic thing also you don't know, kind of stuff. Okay, you see, you can drive a car. Okay, you can drive a car, and you can drive a car in a correct side and wrong side also, right? You see, you can drive the car correct side and wrong side. Okay, so still you can drive a car, but correct direction we have to drive the car. Okay, correct side we have to drive the car is a convention that everyone is following. We also will follow. So hope guys you got some idea what exactly is naming convention. It's not it will not result in any errors, but whenever someone is writing using this naming convention, the other people who are looking at your code will not get irritated, guys. Okay, so that's what is naming convention. Fine. So here are some notes are there, guys. Okay, let's look into the notes for reference, guys. Okay, let's see if anything we are missing or you know about the naming convention. Let's look into the notes that I have gathered here. Naming convention in JavaScript. Okay, naming convention will make the code look more readable. It will not give you any errors or something, but it will make the code more readable because everyone is writing the code in the same format. So when other person is reviewing or reading your code that you have written with by following proper naming conventions, they will get a good feeling. Okay, they will feel that the code is readable because they are also following, or they are also tuned with the same naming convention. Okay, and consistent, that everyone is following the same naming convention. So when you club code of yours and with other developers and all, right, your code will look consistent, okay, throughout the project, easier to maintain and all those stuff. So yeah, so variables and functions, lower camel case, a lot of other things will be there, guys. Okay, I'll cover about this later, when the time comes, because I didn't cover these concepts like private fields and all. So ignore them. Don't worry about the naming convention of them. When the right time comes, I'll explain about that. And okay, coming to the file names. Okay, this class names and all, I didn't cover that for you, so ignore that. Okay. The next one is this constants. Constants will be in upper snake case. I told you, right? Upper snake case constants. So a lot of items will be there in JavaScript, guys, like variables, functions, okay, constants, and many more. Okay, everything will have some naming convention, but I don't want to cover each and every item for you guys. Okay, when the right time comes, I'll cover the other items and their naming convention for you. For now, only these four items. You just try to remember the naming convention of these four items, which we'll use mostly: variables, functions, file names, and constants. Variables, lower camel case; functions, lower camel case; file names, kebab case; and constants, upper snake case. Okay, if you remember this, that is more than enough, guys. Okay, so guys, that's all for this session. Okay, so see you in the next session where I'm going to cover the next topic for you. Till then, see you. Bye bye.